Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tochi. I did the first part of this video. I'll leave a link right above the screen. It's important you watch it first before you move to this one. I hope you enjoyed this video and you find one or two things to pick from it. Please leave a comment in the comment section if you have anything to add to this video, or if you have any question to ask. Drop a comment in the comment section and I'll be responding to every single comment. I started researching videos for autistic children. One mistake I think I made was that I might have given her a lot of phone in her younger years. I might have given her a lot of phone when she was about 1+, because she started operating phone very early. So I feel like I should have really restricted the phone, which I wasn't too careful about. So I just give her and collect it whenever I wanted. But then I don't think that is the main problem, because yes, the phone helped us to get words, it helped us to know songs, and even though those words were not functional, they were there. She was able to sing certain songs and they made her happy and they made us connect with her. So it was through that music we were able to connect with her. So I have heard that different children have their own different things they connect with. So some children connect with drawing, which I have heard, drawing and pictures. So I know of a woman whose child connects with drawing, and if you wanted to get him, all you needed to do was just get a beautiful picture and give him paper and biro and he would draw, and you talk about it, and he was very interested in that kind of stuff. Without wasting much of your time, I just want to mention the ways that I contributed to helping my daughter get to where she is right now, which is definitely a lot of progress considering where we started from. So we went for this GTB annual conference where we met child psychiatrists, we met behavioral analysts, we met speech therapists, and some other very specialized people. Yeah, and one of them told us that that my daughter was most likely on the spectrum, but that if we put in a lot of work, that she could live a very normal quality of life, not necessarily like an autistic child. She could like not even show any signs that there was anything there. So yeah, I just picked on that and I decided that was what I was going to hold on to, that she was going to be fine and everything was going to be okay. That was just some months ago, and right now, guys, so much has changed. So much has changed. In fact, this is literally like a testimony for me. So I put in even more work, although yes, she had already started making improvements even before we went for that conference. But then I'd like you guys to know certain things that I did that might help you as well. So yeah, I felt like initially one of my regrets was that I felt like I should have given her less phone, less screen time. I should have monitored how long she watched, like an hour a day, 2 hours a day. So that was one of the things I did, was that I cut screen time very well. I cut screen time drastically. I cut screen time to like a maximum of 30 minutes. In fact, I cut screen time off completely at a point. So before, when she gets my phone, when she sees my phone, she used to cry to make me unlock it, and I would unlock it. But when she realized that no matter how hard she cried, I did not do anything about it, she gave up on my phone, gave up on her daddy's phone. And what we used to do was that whatever we want her to watch, we played it for her on the TV directly. So because if you give her your phone, maybe you put like YouTube, she could go to anything she wants to watch and watch whatever she wants, because she knows how to operate the phone very well. So, or rather, she knew how to operate the phone very well. So it was difficult to give her exactly what she wanted her to watch. So what we did was that we put what we wanted on the TV for her. So I downloaded a lot of content from YouTube. I downloaded a lot of children's stuff. I tried to look for things like Barney, things like Teletubbies, where people play together so she can see togetherness. I cut off songs because she was always singing. And yeah, I mentioned before that sometimes there should be something you can use to connect with. My daughter's own was music, and I used music to connect to her. But at this point, I think the music had done enough, and now we were only hearing song. Abigail was only singing, so we needed her to just drop that singing and talk. Like, we know you can sing, we know you know the words, we know you know all the songs, but we want you to talk and not sing. Like, the words in the song, she doesn't even know the meaning, but she knows the words. So we were made to understand by a special education teacher there as well that she had a lot of words, but those words were not functional, and we needed to make those words functional. So about making the words functional, what I did was that I'll come back to that. Let me not jump. We downloaded so many cartoons for her, and out of all the cartoons, the particular one that I know that helped, which is not necessarily a cartoon, documentary. It was more of documentaries and then Teletubbies and just children's stuff, but not much of singing. Maybe singing in the middle, but not much of singing, because we were done with that singing for now. So she, out of everything we downloaded, one was the most useful, and that is, the name of the channel is Songs for Littles. I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video. Songs for Littles. The lady that teaches the songs and teaches words, her name is Miss Rachel, and I really got to like her because at the point Abigail loved to see her face, you know. Then when I started playing it for her, I used to let her watch TV for like an hour in a day, just because I wanted her to watch it. And Abigail was learning so many words. She was learning animals. It's very important to watch TV and learn along with your child. It's very important that everything they are watching, everything they are singing, that you know them, because it's not just about watching on the TV, but also practicing. For instance, they learn certain words like I want. And if you do not watch it with your child may mention I want, and you don't even know what she's talking about, you know. So she mentions things like more, that is like more, I want more. So I picked on that I want when I realized Abigail knows I want. Abigail had learned I want, but of course it wasn't functional for her. And then I made her learn how to say I want water. How did I do this? I taught her words, simple words that she can easily learn: chair, table, pencil, bicycle, door, window, spoon, you know. And then I made charts. I downloaded charts and printed them out and pasted them on different doors so she knows colors. So I downloaded charts of colors, and in the morning, whenever I can get her, I just try to tell her, this is yellow, this is blue, this is orange, white. And as time went on, you know, she did not respond to me. She pretended not to have any interest, but subconsciously those words are sitting in her head. And one day she lifted this brush and said, blue. I was shocked. I did not know my daughter knew colors, so she knew all the colors, you know. So it's not just that chart that we used to use to say colors, but everything. For instance, her chair is orange. I show her chair and I tell her, see, orange. I show her something else, orange. And there's this song they sing, something orange. I can't remember how it goes. Something with a particular color, and then you point at it. So sometimes I might just like play with her with it, like something blue, and I bring up something blue. Green, let's look for something green. Let's look for something green. And I go around and I pick something green, something orange, you know. And that was how we learned colors. And now she knows colors too well that it is even becoming annoying, because She talks about colors. She talks about colors every single time, even when you're not asking her. If a visitor enters the house now, she's touching the visitor's shirt, yellow, blue, green, touching all the colors. But it did not start from when I started teaching her. You know, the teaching is just for it to register subconsciously, so she doesn't even know that she's learning. I also stuck 1, 2, 3 charts on the board, but she knew ABC long time ago. But 1, 2, 3, she learned 1, 2, 3 in her school. She learned, she knew ABC long before she even entered school. But 1, 2, 3, she had to learn it, and then I made sure she said it every day. And one day she suddenly said 1 to 30, and before you know it, I got the chart. I extended the chart to 1 to 100, and she got one. She started going above 30. One thing is giving your child words. So when you give her words, then you can now use I want with whatever you want, you know. But at a point when you're teaching her, it is okay. Don't expect too much. It is even okay for her to just say water. For me, at a point, I made my daughter say water. In fact, she wasn't even saying water, but she knew what water was, until I decided I was going to be really, really strict with her till she says I want water. Because from songs for littles, she learned I want, but she wasn't using it. It wasn't functional. So one thing is learning a new word, and another thing is being able to use that word. And another thing is being able to use that word at the right time. So for instance, she learned I want, and then I added water. So when she wants to drink water, she doesn't say anything until, and you know, she's crying for it, knowing that I know what she wants. I have to like be very strict and make her say, I want water. So now she says, I want water, and she gets the water that she wants. So at some point, she knew individual words. Like I could ask her, Abigail, what is this? And she'll tell me it's a bag. What is this? And she'll tell me it's a spoon. I now started trying to join words for her, joining words with colors, which was something that the speech therapist taught me. She advised I try to join words together. The speech therapist advised I try to join words together to teach her now double words, so she can say mommy's phone, she can say daddy's bag, mommy's bag, you know. So now a bag is not just a bag, but one is daddy's bag, one is mommy's bag. So I tried that, but it wasn't really easy. But what was actually working was colors, associating colors with everything. So like if it's a table, she can say it's a blue table, you know. Another thing is singing. Like I told you, I got through to Abigail through singing. So if we want to sing Old MacDonald's, about Old MacDonald's farm, I say Old MacDonald had a farm, and then I wait because she knows the song. So I wait for her response, and she says E-I-E-I-O. And I say, and on this farm he had a sheep, E-I-E-I-O. But if you ask her something, she will not reply you. But if you sing and wait, she'll be compelled to continue the song, and she will sing a little part and she will wait for you to sing. We were able to interact that way for a very long time. Of course, she wasn't saying anything, but she was singing, and that is how we were able to communicate. So when I say Mary had a little lamb, I keep quiet. Then she'll say little lamb, little lamb. We were able to communicate like that. We were able to relate like that. So I sing a little, I wait for you, and when she sings and I don't continue, she'll just complete the whole song. And that's how I show someone that, oh, you see, Abigail actually knows that song. From there we found out that she knew so many songs, and we could not tell her sing Mary Had a Little Lamb because she would not be able to sing. She will not sing it. But if you sing a little and wait, she will sing it. So yeah, we were able to, you know, go through from songs. And then when I want to talk about the table, the color of the table, it's a blue table, and I point to it, I say, what is this? She's looking at me because she doesn't know what to say. She knows it's a table, but I expect her to say it's a blue table. She might want to say table. She might want to say table, but then I start it for her. I say it's a blue. She'll continue it. She'll say table. So what I do is that I say something and I wait for her to complete it. For instance, a vase, a pink vase. I tell her, Abby, what is this? I tell her it's a pink. I ask her and I answer. And for every time she answers me, I hail her. I tell her, good job. She even says good job by herself. So every time I pick up something, I try to, especially if the color is not confusing, especially if it's not multicolored, because I don't want to confuse her. I don't want to ask her something she won't know. I try to associate it with a color and the name of the thing, just so that as time goes on, she's knowing more things, even if she doesn't know that she knows them, but they're actually sitting in her head and she's actually learning them. So as time went on, she was able to know certain words and the colors of those things. That was how we were able to join two words, you know. And then another thing you can also teach is big and small. You can get two balls, teach big ball, small ball. It just helps to build the sentences. And then making the words, the sentences she's learned functional. She watches a lot of documentaries and children's stuff that talk about washing hands. Wash your hands, you know. So you practicalize it. When you wash your hands, you don't just wash it and stop. You tell her, washing hands, washing your hands. Mommy is washing Abigail's hands. You know, that's what I do. That's what I did. Every time I'm washing her body, I tell her every part of her body. Wash your face, wash your hands, wash your arms, wash your knees, you know. And she knows every part of her body because she has her bath in the morning and at night. So it's not possible for her to hear these things every day, twice a day, and not know what they are called. So she knows every single part of her body. So if I tell her touch your knee, she touches her knee. If I tell her touch your ear, she touches her ear. She knows everything. The only problem at the point we were having was that she was trying to touch me instead of her. When I say touch your eyes, she wants to touch my eyes and I refuse it, you know. So I started avoiding it. Once I see, I try to hide my face so she can touch her own eye, and then I hail her. It's called reinforcement, positive reinforcement. So everything your child does right, or even almost right, it's important you hail them. Yeah. Something else we need to correct this whole situation of this whole spectrum stuff was to change her food. We kind of changed her diet. I was advised to avoid gluten, camel milk, avoid gluten, avoid sugar, avoid everything artificial, avoid everything artificial. But I could not do, like, if we're going to be avoiding gluten stuff, we're going to be avoiding foods that have gluten, we're going to be avoiding basically every food, and I knew that I could not do that. So what I did was I tried to avoid artificial foods. I tried to avoid artificial seasoning. At some point I wanted to stop cooking. I kind of stopped cooking Abigail's own food with seasoning. So like everything artificial I removed from her foods. But at a point I couldn't keep up with it. I had to just continue, because then it was making me cook two different pots of stew. Like if I want to cook stew, I'll cook one for the house, I cook one for Abigail. And it was too stressful, it was too difficult for me. So I stopped doing it. So I decided to cut off artificial sugar sweeteners. I replaced with fruit juice. So if I want to give her juice, I'd rather squeeze oranges or pineapples or whatever, just naturally, without adding anything fake, without adding sugar. So luckily for me, Abigail does not even like biscuits. She doesn't like all the sweet stuff children like. Sweet, she doesn't even like it. So it wasn't very hard for me. It's just the drinks that she's really crazy about, I had to cut off and replace with fresh fruits. So yeah, that could have contributed. I do not know, but one thing I know that did the great job is what I've talked about in this video, which is her learning, the learning aspect, teaching her stuff, trying to teach her to communicate. About social behavior, I cannot really force it, because when Abigail is with her mates, she's just on her own. I try to make them play with her. When she's with her cousins, I try to make them play with her, but she seems not to have any interest. And I just feel it will come naturally as time goes on. Once she's able to use her words, she would be able to communicate. And in school, her teacher says she's trying, she's doing well. Now she can communicate with her mates, she can share stuff with them, but she's not, I feel she's still not that interested, but her teacher says she is. So I'll just be positive about it. I believe that everything is definitely working according to the plan. Everything is definitely going to be fine. And finally, one thing I would tell parents not to be too scared of, especially if you are suspecting certain slowdowns in your child's milestones, is don't be too scared to be strict. I don't know how this will work for other parents, but it worked for me. Sometimes you have to be really, really strict. Sometimes you have to be so strict that it feels like you're mean, but no, you're not mean, you're actually helping the child. Because sometimes they want to test you, they want to know how far, they want to know their boundaries. When you say don't do this, they want to just, Abigail in particular, you tell her don't touch this chair, Abigail will try to put her hand so close to the chair to know at what point is mommy going to smack me for touching this chair, and she'll try to just touch it just a little to know what I will do. And yes, I will definitely smack her. And it's very important that your child knows that your instructions should be firm, taken, very important. It's very important that your child does not take you for granted. It would really, really help you. It would really help the child, because if your child can take instructions, then you have gone a very, very long way. Don't be too scared to I know that certain parts of the world, children are not, it is wrong to spank a child, but here in Nigeria it is not wrong, and we do it. And I, as a mother, I do it right. I don't beat my child in a careless way. I don't beat my child in just a little smack. I have a small ruler that I used to smack her when she's wrong, and then once she sees that ruler, she behaves herself. So once, I don't use it to rule, I don't use it for anything, I just hold it up like this, and she's scared that, oh, I don't want mommy to use it on me, and she does what I want her to do. For instance, you want your child to sleep, and your child is getting up and running up and down. If you don't, how do? You keep shouting, and you don't want to beat them every time. That's the truth. You don't want to have to smack them every time. But if you have that cane, if you have that thing that you can show them that will make them just respect themselves and behave, it's always very important. So yes, I use that for my child. I have a small ruler that I use to smack her when she's naughty, and she respects the cane. And of course, I also have a way I change my voice when I want to talk to her, and I want her to know that I am very serious. I change my voice, and yes, she cooperates. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. These are just the few things I can remember for now. If I think of something else, I would let you guys know. And yes, for other mothers that are experiencing the same thing, I want you to know that it's not always, it's right now where we are now, right now, Abigail is doing very well. She's in school. The only problem we are having right now is writing. She does not know how to write. We have tried. If you hold her, she can control your hand to write, but she doesn't want to write. She has no interest in writing, let me just put it that way, but she's interested in reading anything book. She is very interested in reading. She's a very, very brilliant child. She knows her ABCs, she knows her 1, 2, 3, she knows her colors, she knows parts of the body, she knows shapes, she knows colors on the rainbows, the way they are arranged. She knows basically everything she's supposed to know for her age, but the problem is just that writing. And in school, her teacher is greatly impressed because she's now doing things we expected her to do. She's doing very well, and I'm just so grateful. So guys, if there's something else that I have not added to this video, if there's any question you want to ask me, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will be looking out for your comments, and I will be replying every single one of them. One thing I want you guys to remember: if you have children you're suspecting signs for, please don't take it for granted. If you can afford a therapist, please do get a therapist. But at the end of the day, I strongly believe it is in the hand of the parents. It is very important that you spend time with your children. It's very important that you find out and discover what gets them, discover what makes them happy, discover their greatest interests, so that you can help them to grow. You know, a therapist might come and go, but you live with your child, so your eyes are, you know, your presence is more important in that child's life. So I would say that every parent out there has the therapeutic medicine, or has whatever a therapist can give. I believe that every parent has it in their hands, but it's also important that if you can afford a therapy, you do not take it for granted. Don't take these signs for granted. Don't believe that, oh, my child will get over it, or every child has their own time. Try to push your child to, even if your child is above their mates, it is not a crime. But don't let your child slack. It's very important. It's very, very important that you don't take any sign for granted. At the same time, when you find the signs, when you see the signs, you try to tackle them before your child clocks 3 years old. Abigail is 2 years and 11 months, and I will show you what she can do. For her age, she's really, really catching up. I feel like she missed a lot of months. A lot of months were just full of, should I say, nothing much was happening. And all of a sudden, in just a few months, she has packed on so much knowledge. So many things that were just sitting in her head are now coming out. I am very, very proud of her. But I would say it is not easy, because we had to teach her almost everything that she knows. And now she's doing well. She's not doing badly at all. So my point is, don't take it for granted. Do something immediately. Don't let the situation get permanent. Be strict in your rules. Be strict in your teaching. Don't make your child scared of you, of course. So while you're teaching the child, you should also make sure that you're doing everything with love and kindness. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about in this video. If you guys have any questions, if you have any concerns, or if you have anything you don't agree with, please leave it in the comment section. I'll be replying every single comment. Just drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.